Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Capricorn February 18, 2025. The moon spends all day in your resources sector, and it's a great time to settle in and focus on comforting and reinforcing activities. Even so, trying to get the timing right is a lesson in frustration at times today. Today's transits encourage a focus on practical and physical needs, but people can be distracting, as they tend to be blunt or indelicate. Discern between feelings that come from a place of insecurity and those that come from your heart. You might feel that something is leading to a dead end and may want to investigate your alternatives. However, be careful not to jump into action based on current frustrations. You are beginning a new cycle today that is strong for organizing, planning, and sorting, particularly with work, chores, daily routines, and health goals. This cycle will last quite some time, until January, and turns your focus to what's fair in your work and with your working relationships and organized in your daily life. You might also find it natural and beneficial to learn new skills and keep abreast of new developments and methods. When it comes to our ever-changing and beautiful sky, there are many different celestial objects to watch. While the luminaries and planets are seen as the most potent and powerful ones to interpret and follow, the asteroids bring subtle details to light about the evolution of humanity. Today, the asteroid known as Pallas shifts into the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Pallas teaches us about the balance between the masculine and the feminine and encourages us to embrace wisdom and courage in our lives, especially around our emotions and relationships. Harness this energy in the future. With Pallas in Aquarius, turning your attention to social connection, platonic rapports, and humanitarian concerns will be paramount. Your feelings about money will impact your career paths. Be mindful of how your financial worries and sentiments influence your professional trajectory when the moon in Libra trines Jupiter in Gemini. It is unlikely that you were pursuing 2 or more vocations at this time. You may feel drawn to many different industries, pursuits, and more. However, your feelings regarding your financial state and value will likely impact what you prioritize. You may have to focus on one career path more than any others if it promises financial security for the time being. You may be needed by everyone today. The aspect at play has a way of making people more emotional than usual, and they tend to run to the nearest person to help process the uncomfortable, the challenging, the downright scary. You may experience your own deep feelings welling up, and it's important to take time out to notice what's going on inside of yourself. Here is an ideal scenario: prepare a nice dinner for your loved ones and take a long walk afterwards. The essence of this day is likely going to find you feeling more contemplative than usual. You may find yourself thinking about your spirituality and religion if you are affiliated with an organization. Perhaps you will be drawn to this today. Consider spending some time in prayer or meditation when you have a chance. Or make a visit to your favorite place of worship. Allow your heart and soul to explore your feelings in this area of your life. What a difference a few days can make. A day after Mercury left your work sector and 2 days before the Sun is due to leave as well, the Moon returns for its monthly visit to your income sector. Just days after clashing as a full moon, this puts the Sun and Moon back in harmony, while a friendly aspect to Pluto and Jupiter kicks off what will be a positive few days across the income, work, and career fronts. Meanwhile, with Mercury, the planet of communication, in his first full day in your relationship sector, and the asteroid Juno, in her last weekend in your communication sector, they are all about having the communication lines open. It is just as Mercury, the planet of communication, is settling into his first full day in your relationship sector, that the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, reaches her last weekend in your communication sector. As if waiting for Mercury's return, Juno is free to leave, knowing that the communication lines will be in safe hands. Over the next few days, they will be working as a team. Our eyes in the sky. The Moon in Libra forms a tense square with Mars retrograde in Cancer, stirring emotions that may feel like waves crashing against the shore, strong, unpredictable, and hard to control. This planetary alignment has the potential to bring moments of frustration, miscommunication, and impulsive reactions. Have you ever felt like you were holding something in for too long, only for it to come spilling out in a way you didn't intend? This transit can bring exactly that kind of emotional release, but not always in the most graceful way. Either you or someone around you might act out of character, responding with words or actions that stem from buried frustrations. If this happens, remember that while emotions can rise suddenly, they don't have to define the course of your relationships. On a social level, your presence is in high demand. People naturally gravitate toward you, seeking advice, reassurance, or simply the warmth of your company. Your ability to listen and respond with genuine care is something that others deeply appreciate. Have you ever had a moment where a friend told you that just talking to you made their day better? That kind of energy is flowing strongly now, making it an excellent time to strengthen connections. Whether it's old friendships growing deeper or new relationships forming, this is a period where meaningful bonds can flourish. You might even cross paths with someone who leaves a lasting impact, perhaps someone who changes your perspective, opens a door to new opportunities, or even, for some, the possibility of love. If past tensions still linger in any of your relationships, this is an opportunity to heal. Carrying the weight of unresolved issues can be exhausting, and sometimes, letting go of past grievances is the most freeing thing you can do. Have you ever held on to a misunderstanding for too long, only to later realize it wasn't worth the distance it created? If there's room for reconciliation, consider extending that olive branch. Every relationship has its ups and downs, but growth comes from learning how to move through challenges with understanding and grace. However, this energy can also make decision-making feel unpredictable. You may find yourself tempted to say yes to things that excite you in the moment, without fully thinking them through. Have you ever made an impulsive choice that seemed thrilling at first but later felt overwhelming? While embracing spontaneity can bring joy, it's also important to stay grounded. Be mindful of commitments, whether personal or professional, because not everyone can adjust to sudden changes as easily as you might. Instead of letting emotions dictate your choices, take a deep breath and ask yourself whether what you're saying yes to aligns with your bigger picture. If things don't go as expected, avoid falling into the trap of blame. It's easy to look for someone or something to hold responsible when things don't go smoothly, but blame only leads to more division. Have you ever had a situation that seemed like a setback at first, but later turned out to be exactly what you needed? Sometimes, challenges are just redirections in disguise. Instead of reacting with frustration, try shifting your perspective. What lessons can you take from the experience? How can you use this moment as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block? Financially, this is a favorable time, as your instincts for making beneficial decisions are particularly strong. Whether negotiating a business deal, discussing a raise, or considering a financial investment, your ability to assess situations with clarity is heightened. Have you ever trusted your gut on a financial decision and later realized it was the best move you could have made? That kind of intuitive wisdom is guiding you now, helping you navigate financial matters with confidence. However, while opportunities are opening up, it's important to stay realistic. Avoid taking unnecessary risks or setting expectations too high. If you remain strategic and patient, you'll find that things fall into place naturally. If you have any lingering financial matters that need attention, now is the time to address them. There's a good chance they'll resolve in your favor. As the day unfolds, reflect on how you are choosing to navigate the energy around you. Are you allowing frustration to dictate your actions, or are you taking control of your responses? Are you opening yourself up to meaningful connections, or are you letting pride or past wounds create unnecessary barriers? Every experience, whether smooth or challenging, carries an opportunity for growth. The universe is not bringing chaos to disrupt your path, but rather, to help you realign with your truth. Embrace the lessons, stay open to new perspectives, and trust that balance is always within your reach. What you put out into the world will return to you, so move forward with mindfulness, kindness, and confidence in the unfolding journey ahead.